everyone. Welcome to Centro Cultural Mexicano's podcast, Voces que Luchan e Inspiran. My name is Mariana Martinez. I'm the executive director, and I'm here with my co-host.
My name is Jose Batista, and I'm the events and communication manager.
So we're excited to welcome you. This is a new initiative we felt by popular demand. Podcasts. Everybody was like, you need to get a podcast. You need to get a podcast. So this is a space, in essence, that we're going to use to share a lot of things. I think one of them is who we are. So we're going to start as our first episode. We're going to explain who we are, what we do, a little bit, tell you a little bit of what we've done. But I think in essence, the idea, and Jose, you won't let me lie, really it's going to be a space to share information. We put in a lot of thought about our title because I think it had to reflect not just the times that we're living, but also what we're going to cover. Everything that we do, events, what's coming up, talk about programs. But I think most importantly, the voices that we're going to hear. This is going to be a space we're going to invite people to talk and tell us their stories and why voices that fight and inspire us. I think the most important thing is that there is no successful story without some type of resiliency or some type of fight, right? So tell me about the name and a little bit of the game and how we got to the name.
Yeah, so we had a lot of different interpretations of what we wanted our podcast to represent. We didn't want it to be solely on just Latino people having to fight for everything, because that's a part of reality, but it's not the entire reality that we always have to fight. We actually have a very vibrant, joyous, happy culture. So we wanted to highlight that as well. So we inspired people. As you can see, we inspired people in music, food all around the world. So I think it's very important to highlight that. And also how we are fighters, because we're very strong.
Resiliency, and we're strong. So you're going to hear from us, but you're also going to hear, the goal is invite people to talk, tell us their stories, and I think learning from others it's also going to be a big part of why we're starting this podcast. So I also have to say, Danny's behind us. You probably can see the hello there. He's going to be helping us with our executive producer here. But yeah, so maybe we can start with saying who we are. Yeah. We are a nonprofit organization founded in 2018. So we're like teenagers, I guess, in organization years.
Burning pains.
Yeah.
Learning.
And I'd say we've done a lot of things. We've grown exponentially in the past years, which I think is testament of a few things. The first one is obviously the need in the community, but also greatly and mainly because of the work our predecessors did. Previous executive director did an amazing job at getting us here, so we'll always be thankful. So it's my turn to take the baton and keep the mission for the important things that need to happen in the community. So we're a nonprofit organization, and the way that I explain the work that we do is in 4 major pillars. So the first pillar is our event, celebration of our heritage, telling people what's important to us. Community events build community, so that's a really important pillar of our work. Second pillar is our program. So we've done we started with English classes, financial coaching, budgeting, learning how to understanding the system. We support small businesses. We provide essential assistance like rent assistance, PMI elimination, down payment assistance. But we also started doing research. Oftentimes our communities are underrepresented, not represented, not included in research. Exactly. And sometimes if they are, we're misrepresented, right? Yeah. So I think that's really important. So we're doing a two-phase. Well, we can talk about that later. But yeah, that's our second pillar. Our third pillar is...
Don't let Mariana get started.
Okay. And our third pillar is just as important as the work with youth. We have in our premises, we have a space, MakerSpace. I welcome all of you to come and see it. It's dedicated to high school students, but we also invite, we have college students on the younger side. Lots of machines, lots of 3D printers, embroidery, machines, printing. I mean, I don't know if you remind me.
I will say that having a makerspace and just helping Danny manage it, it makes me sad that it wasn't available to me when I was a kid, because the resources that Centro offers to the youth for them to explore their artistic freedom and also just explore technology like 3D printers, I never thought that at my age that I could have access to 3D printers, but here we are. So it's incredible that El Centro thinks about the youth, and not just Latino. Like, we have a variety of students who come and visit the MakerSpace, and it's just incredible seeing how we're all unified with the thought of being artistic, because it's very important to be creative. So yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think having access is really important. Access to information, access to tools, right? Of creative tools is really important. And how do we unleash our imagination if it isn't, with the help of these types of things?
And without the worry of financial constraints.
Right. These are very expensive machines, right? Like 3D printer. I don't know. Like you said, I never even know that those existed. So here they can just walk in and use them. So all of our resources are free. And so the work with youth for us is really, really important. This space, and it is reflected in the space that we have dedicated to youth. It also is reflected in our governance. So we do have youth representation in our board of directors. So I think that's really important. And I also think our youth, I dare to say, it's somewhat of a disenfranchised population. I think oftentimes they're an afterthought, like you said,
Yeah.
right? They're not included in decision-making spaces. We're thinking of them afterwards, even though they're going to be the recipients of the decisions that we make, and we'll live the ramifications of our decisions now. So to us, that's really important. Planting seeds, right? Opening these, giving access to these resources. And I'm always thinking about what's ahead. What else could we do? We have lots of workshops that we offer, and we'll talk about those. So that's our third pillar. And the fourth pillar, I'd say, is advocacy, right? Uplifting the voices is not enough to be on the ground. It's important to be on the ground, understanding what the issues are in the community, but I think equally important is to lifting those voices, putting them in the ears of decision making, places, like in elected officials, those who represent us, government officials, etc., or government agencies, etc. So that's really, really important part of our work. But I think the first episode we wanted to just cover who we are, sort of what we're thinking. We're going to be sharing this once a month, so we'll do plenty of outreach on our social media, so that's coming. And if you want to hear, right? If you want to hear someone, you want to learn about their story, or you yourself have a story that you want to share, tell us, and we'd love to invite you here, sit with us, tell us your story, tell us about your story of resilience, or perhaps how we were able to help you, or something that made a difference in your life that you think might benefit others. I think that's the inspiration part of this podcast that will be important.
And also I ask for patience and grace as we learn. The podcast was very new to us, but we're going to have as much fun, and we're going to try to cover as many topics that make sense for our community, and also just
have fun about it. Why don't we start sharing what we've done this month and what's coming? I think that would be cool. So as part of the big events, a big event that we usually organizes the celebration of our Independence Day. So Mexican Independence Day happens on September 15th at midnight. Well, so it's September 16th. So we started celebrations on the 15th at midnight, which, lead us to the 16th. And that's really important to us. Tell us what we did, and tell us how we raised the bar this year again.
So we celebrated our annual Grito event.
Maybe we should give context to that. We call it El Grito.
I'll have Mariana do that because I am from Panama. And this year, and while I was planning the event, I was learning about the history of
what?
So Mariana
big responsibility I have to explain. El Grito, in essence, we are celebrating at the time that we became, that frozen moment where we became independent. And I can't quote names of history. I don't have it in front of me. But in essence, the person who declared independence say Viva Mexico, right? Like as in representation, so screamed the moment of independence. So we call it El Grito de la Independencia, or like the scream of independence. That's what it is. So if you hear us say El Grito, that's what that means. Go ahead.
Which I think is really important to note, because moving here from Panama to the U.S., the U.S. really puts an emphasis on Cinco de Mayo. So I thought that Cinco de Mayo was the independence of Mexico.
Good point.
That's related to a battle between the French and the Mexicans. I do know that.
Yeah.
I think it's 1812. But
I don't remember the dates, but Puebla. I know it was in Puebla.
Yeah. Also, Mariana and I were both Gemini, so we're going to be throwing a lot of facts. But it's important to know that there's a grito which holds a more significant meaning to the Mexican culture and just Latino culture, because it's the beginning of Hispanic Heritage Month.
Yeah.
So learning that shed a light of how Americans here see one holiday, but there is much more profound
Right.
information that we can share to everybody in the community, not just Latino members like me, but also our fellow Americans and other
Yeah.
cultures.
Yeah. Oh, and you know what? If I can make a break here, something that's really important that often people think, well, your name is Centro Cultural Mexicano. Do you serve only the Mexican population? No. Answer is no. We serve everyone, everyone. Obviously, our goal is to serve the Latino Hispanic population. So our programs are all of our programs are free. That's really important to say. And bilingual. So, and all of our staff, I could say, are fully bilingual.
Yes.
Some of us more comfortable than others, but I think that cultural relevancy and being able to deliver these programs in Spanish and English is really, really important, mainly in Spanish. So yeah, sorry, back to the event. El Grito was something that was really fun. I will say it was actually really nice, so tell us about it.
And the way that we raised the flag or the bar,
Which we also raised a flag.
we
Yes.
did.
El
So-
Grito is like the waving of the flag. Yeah,
So we did have the consul here to help Mariana do
El
Grito.
Grito, yeah, because I don't know how to do that. There's protocols to that. And I was like, no, please let the Mexican consul do that.
And then followed by that, we had Mariachi. And while the audience enjoyed the mariachi and El Grito, we had tamales, we had hot chocolate. And the main event, which was all of Mariana's hard work and insistence of
I know.
wanting,
I
was Lucha Libre.
I brought that idea to a staff meeting. I'm like, what do you guys think about bringing Lucha Libre to the event? And some of them were like, yeah. And some of them were like, what is this?
So
So
shout out to Lucha Libre Volcánica for partnering with us for this special event. You guys were incredible. The entire community just kept raving about how you made the event not just fun, but also a highlight to everybody who lived in Redmond and coming to visit. So thank you, Mariana, for raising the bar.
well, I don't know. Maybe I'm giving myself too much credit. Obviously, I don't do things by myself, and I wouldn't have done it if my staff didn't agree. But I think something that to me made sense was that, right? Like the times that we're living in are very different right now, and we're not going to get into that now, but I think it's highlighting that resiliency and that we're fighters. And to me, aligning this podcast and, that idea that we're resilient and we're strong with something so emblematic as to our culture, right? Like specifically Mexican, but I think also relative to other Latin American culture or traditions is la lucha libre. It's a theatrical, if you will, theatrical. We know it's, not promoting necessarily, I mean, it could be, it's on the borderline of, we're fighters, but I think there's always the good against the evil, right? And that is definitely something that our people appreciate and love and have fun. And I think lots of children loved it. They were super excited. I love seeing women fighters or wrestlers. I think that was amazing. So yeah, that was really cool. So we'll have it for sure next year. So come join us.
We'll see what we do next year, but
True. Maybe I'll come up with another crazy idea and my staff are like, oh Lord, here we go.
But yeah, it was a great event, and also the weather was incredible. So
Yes, that helped a lot. So these events always have lots of food, right?
And free.
Entertainment, right? Everything is free. Always is free. Food, entertainment, and there's always that component of education a little because then people know that El Grito is really important to us, and so it's great. And I love to see that a lot of people from other communities stop by because
Yeah.
we do it in our parking lot. It's open and people visit us. So awesome. Well, thanks for telling us what we did. September and October, lots of things happening. Hispanic Heritage Month, right? I'm sure a lot of you know what that is. But tell us about it. It's
actually,
like, I have to Google all of these things.
so yesterday we had Via Academy visit our office, and we
Yes,
asked
lots of students came over.
Mariana asked, does anybody know what Hispanic Heritage Month is? And one of the students said Hispanic Heritage Month is the month where Hispanics celebrate their heritage.
Yes, that's exactly
It wasn't
it.
wrong. So,
We're like, okay, brownie point. Yes, that's it.
but what I do know is that throughout the month of September 15th to October 15th, there are a lot of dates that coincide with different independence dates of different Latin countries. I know that Panama lands on November 5th. Throughout that month, there are a lot of independence dates that Latinos celebrate. That's the knowledge that I know of it. So if you know more knowledge, let us know.
Well, I mean, I think for us, if you're hearing this podcast, hopefully outside the US, in the US, we celebrate Heritage Month focused on different traditions. And maybe I should have written the right description, but it highlights, right? Like what's important for that specific, and for Hispanics is September 15th through October 15th. And so it's a great moment to highlight who we are, what's important to us. And so for that, we did, which we still have, an art exhibition, right? You want to tell us about it?
Yeah, so we have an art exhibit currently in our main office with over 15 different artists ranging from El Salvador, Colombia, Mexico, Ecuador. And it's incredible seeing how all of these different cultures in the Latin world come together to create this beautiful exhibit to showcase the vibrancy, the resilience, the inspiration, and even their storytelling of their own family history. For example, Yolanda, who is our front desk
resource navigator, she wears different hats. Yeah.
Yes. She actually has 3 dolls that she sewed together.
Crochet.
And they're incredible, and they signify the culture of her parent, her connection with her parent, her connection with her kid. So it's incredible seeing that type of work come together. One of the artists, Valeria, she did this 3 wood panel about her connection between her mom and dad. So it's incredible seeing that. So we started that, I think it was September 14th. It's running until this Friday. But right after that one, we're going to have another exhibit. So.
Yes, that would be more to come. I think it's highlighting these artists, it's highlighting their vision, their pride. And I love seeing the different pieces like Selena, right? Emblematic also to our culture, right? The music. Mercado, I love, yes.
Incredible. Walter Mercado was really, thank you, Monica, for including Walter Mercado in our exhibit. But it was
incredible.
I felt old explaining to younger people who he was.
Yeah.
But it was an incredible experience. Like Walter Mercado, he was a staple.
It was
Yes. Like he was a staple in every
astrologer,
household.
right? Is it astrology?
Yeah,
astrology, yeah.
So just teaching the kids
Yeah.
who he was and how important he was for our 5 p.m.
Little like Gemini, it's coming. What are we doing? I love that he was right, because he's passed away since. I want to say very flamboyant. Like he always appeared with all these really humongous costumes and very bring attention. So I think he was just very, I guess, emblematic as well. For Latin America. I mean, in the U.S. at least, you watched it, you heard him. So lots of these. Please come see it. I think we still have time to come see it, but there'll be lots of opportunities for other artists, other art exhibitions. So that's ours. We felt that was important. We always have opening celebrations for our art exhibitions, so come join us. Another thing we celebrate in September is Welcoming Week. Basically, Welcoming Week is an annual national campaign that celebrates and promotes communities that are welcoming to all residents, particularly immigrants. So it's an opportunity to celebrate welcoming, the connection, what connects us versus what divides us. So we partner with the City of Redmond, which is our local municipality, and we did a really cool event. We had performances from India, from Mexico. We had food from all over the place. I think it was, no, I don't want to misquote what we had, but it was Chinese for sure. I can't remember. Do you remember?
I think we had Russian food as well. We had a Russian performer.
Yes. Yes, Russian performances, yeah.
We had Indian food, which was incredible.
The lines were really long.
I always like those type of celebrations because we tend to just stay in our own bubble of what we think is good cuisine. But once you get to experience everything, I'm like, oh, wow, I can combine this and that and this. It was really good. Traveling
through food.
Yeah.
I love that. There's amazing restaurants around the area here. Welcoming Week is that. It's an opportunity, and then you just explain what, there are signs, you can take pictures, and I love Jose's sign because he was like smiling like from ear to ear. I'm a welcomer, right? And why are you a welcomer? And you had like the signs in different languages. So we only did one, but I'm looking forward to doing more. Cities can actually become welcoming certified. When I had my hat back in the day and I used to work for government, it's a process that I helped the city that I used to live at. And I think it's really important because it pushes cities to implement policies, programs to be welcoming cities, right? And so that could be at the municipal level, it could be at the county level, it could be at the state level. So that's definitely something we're gonna we're going to work on, or at least I commit to, maybe, I'm saying it out loud, so I better be accountable for it, to, work with elected officials, government agencies to implement more and to celebrate this, because we need to emphasize what unites us versus what divides us. And I think that's really important right now.
That should be the theme that we are all waking up to right now.
Yes. Yeah.
On that.
We'll leave it at that. What else happened? I think that's it. September was a busy month.
September felt like a year.
And October is already gone. I mean, in a blink of an eye, I can believe how fast time goes by. But yeah, what's coming? What is coming in October? Walk us through it, Jose.
So in October, we're going to start with Dia de Muertos. I want to keep saying Dia de los Muertos.
You can say both, Dia de los Muertos, but I think the official is Dia de Muertos. And I could be wrong, so I'll stand corrected if that's the case. But Dia de Muertos, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to have Dia de Muertos on October 30th.
Thursday, October 30th, yeah.
From 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So we're going to have a community ofrenda, which we welcome everybody from our community to bring a picture of your past loved one to honor them and to highlight them. And also we are going...
Oh, can I say more about that?
Yeah, of course.
So I think this is important because we wanted to do... Well, I mean, we've done it in the past, but I think why this is important to continue doing. We are... The Centro Cultural Mexicano is your house, is your home. And...
It literally says mi casa in the front.
Yes, we do have mi casa. And I think collective participation is really important, right? It's about, this is your ofrenda. It's not ours, it's our ofrenda, right? It's yours, it's ours. And we love to hear from you. Like, we love, tell us who bring an item from your loved one who passed, a picture. Closer to the date, we'll bring food. Otherwise, it's going to start stinking there. But yeah, the tradition in essence is, I think... If I don't want to, we're doing it a little bit earlier because usually Dia de Muertos is November 1st and November 2nd. Although now, so November 1st, the belief is that the kids come and visit. I want to say first is the kids, then the babies, and then the second day is the adults, or backwards, one of those. I should get my facts before I open my mouth. But now we're also saying that October 27th is animals come and visit. So yes, it also means you can bring a picture of your loved pet. Pets are family. And, we didn't show in the camera, Denny, but can you see? We have our little workers. Can you see them? No, we have Tonio and Matilda sitting next to us. I don't think you can see them. No, they're hidden, but they're over here somewhere. They're very much part of our families. Oh, there it is. Toño, ¿dónde estás?
I don't want to pick him up because he'll get mad.
They're taking a nap, so let's just leave him alone. Also on October 27th. So yeah, ofrenda, collective ofrenda. Come get us. Come stop by. Give us a picture. Drop something off. Something that was important of your loved one. Closer to the date. So that's one. It's going to start. That's going to go up.
So it's going to, more specific, it's going to come up on October 27th. Okay. So that's a Monday.
Yeah. So if you can come starting October 27th, and even before, if you want to, you're more than welcome to drop stuff, right?
Yeah.
So we can, because the ofrenda is going to be up on the 27th. Drop it off earlier, anytime now until then. Okay.
And I'm very excited to see the ofrenda because in Panama, I'm pretty sure that we have something similar to Dia de los Muertos, but I've never really had an ofrenda, so I'm really excited to experience.
I love it. You should put one in your house.
Yeah.
Try.
Yeah.
And I grew up and, when you're young, you're like, man, these things are not important and you don't really believe in tradition. And then one day it just wakes up. And for me, it was like 4 years ago. I was like, okay, I feel the need to do this. And like my mom was so like, she would put ofrendas and she always decorated. None of us cared until one year she was just tired and she's like, okay, I'm gonna stop decorating the house because none of you care. And then that's when I actually started caring. I was like, oh, maybe this is important. And when I actually put my own ofrenda, oh my god, it was so meaningful. It's so ritual. Now I have my dad, my grandmothers, I love it.
The next event, we are gonna have our Dia de Muerto exhibition. Mm-hmm. And if you follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and if you do not, please do. We have a call for artists. So if you have any art that is around Dia de Muertos, and if you would like to share with us and the public, we would love for you to share with us. So follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and you will see the flyer there with the registration code. And I'll reshare that leading up to the exhibition. So we're going to have that, and I'm very excited for it because it's going to be beautiful like they always are. And we're going to have another artist reception, which I believe will be...
So calling for artists. This is a big call. If we had Danny, we need like lights or something. Yes, like woo. We need to start working on those like special effects, and maybe we can do it at editing this podcast. Like calling for artists. Whoa. So yeah, if you are an artist, and we could also host 3D pieces.
Yeah.
So sculptures, right? Like follow us on social media, which is on Facebook and on Instagram, which will be on the screen eventually.
Danny will do it.
Danny will help us add that. There's the application. So tell us, it's the form of interest, or request of interest, calling for artists. I forget what it's called.
Intake form.
Intake form, yeah. Tell us who you are, what type of art you like to share. I will say though, we get a lot of requests, and so the fact that you may or may not be picked, that doesn't mean we can't work with you in the future. I think that's important to say because we only have so much space, etc. So, and also curating the art, right? Like I'm learning a lot as I joined this organization in relation to that. It's got to be online, right? Like non-political and that kind of thing. So we have to, but yeah, so call for artists, call.
And be as original as possible with all of your art, because I really enjoy seeing the storytelling of people's identity and
what comes
history,
through.
value. We're going to have the artist reception on November 14th.
Yeah, so every exhibition we kind of open and we invite all the artists that you get the chance to talk to them. And I think that's really cool because then you get to ask them, like, what does that mean to you? Or like, meeting the artists is always great because then you understand the art in a different context or with more context at a different level. So that's going to be the opening reception, right? Well, we do have Yolanda, who we will eventually invite to speak here.
Used to manage the Ironman sport referee thing all throughout Latin America and Mexico.
We'll get her story. She was in the Olympics a few times, so that's why I keep thinking ceremony. But anyway, the party, the opening celebration. It was a reception. When is it?
November 14th.
November 14th. So November 14th, it's a Friday, and it's going to be from 6 to 8. So come. There's going to be food, music, entertainment. Music is going to be a surprise. So entertainment will be a surprise. Hint. Yeah. So join us.
We're gonna talk about
our big event. Opening reception is going to be Friday, November 14th. And then it will be through December 14th or so. So maybe even a little bit later. So you'll have the opportunity to come take a look at that.
Until December 12th.
December 12th. Join us to celebrate that for the opening party on November 14th. And then if you missed that, you can always come and stop by and take a look at the art through December 12th. And then our big event, which is Dia de Muertos. Okay, go ahead.
So we're going to have Aztec dancers. I think that's going to add...
What's the date? Maybe tell us the date first.
October 30th from 6 to 8 p.m. right in front of our MakerSpace parking lot street. So that's 7945 Gilman Street. We're going to have first Aztec dancers, which I feel like is going to add a very profound, traditional, mesmerizing factor to the event. And right after that, we're going to have a string trio.
Yeah.
From the Lake Washington Orchestra.
Can I say a story there? Jose's like, oh my God, see, you should have introduced it. Danny's like, how much? I was like, I really want to bring, we had a conversation with city folks and they were talking about how important it is to bring this kind of music. Oftentimes our communities are not necessarily exposed, or if we are, I do think classical music is, I will dare to say, and please, change my mind, elitist. And it's a strong word, maybe I know, and maybe this may be controversial, but not necessarily accessible, right? Like, did you grow up going to concerts, classical music concerts? Probably not, right? Like, most likely not. But it's such an important part of arts and culture. And so we were talking about city folks and how they were having this initiative, and we thought it was great. And yes, this needs to be more accessible. So here I am, my, oblivious self of like, why don't we have an orchestra? And of course I talked to the orchestra, like Washington Orchestra, like, they're like, yeah, it costs a lot to have a whole orchestra. It's like a whole event. I'm like, oh, all right. But can we do it like something much smaller? So yeah, we settled for a trio, so it's 3 of strings, so violin and I don't know what other instruments. I think we will announce it. Yeah,
we'll see.
Strings. And yes, they're gonna play. Halloween theme, and hopefully Coco. I don't know.
Yeah.
We still have to confirm the music, but yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That was my story.
And just going back to Mariana's comment, I feel like when I was growing up, I would only just see orchestra back in elementary or high school if you wanted to join the orchestra.
Oh, you
But-
had an opportunity in your
Yeah.
school, really? That's
But
amazing.
But able to see it professionally done,
Right.
it is, at least for myself and my family at that time, it was so expensive that you
That's
can
it, yeah.
only, I don't know, hear it from the outside. So I feel it's warming that Mariana has had the idea to share this, because little kids are going to view it and hopefully inspire them if they want to do this. In the
Yeah. And maybe, you know what, sometimes it's like, oh, it might not make a huge impact. Maybe kids are like, meh, what is this? But at least they're being exposed, right? At least I'm hearing it, and I'm like, it's presented to you, and you're having this opportunity. So, but
And
yeah.
we're going to have pan de muerto, tamales, hot
Food.
chocolate,
I was trying to get the atole, but I don't know that we could find atole, so maybe I shouldn't promise it.
horchata. So, and we're going to have some fun giveaways. So it's going to be a really fun event. Hopefully no rain. I know that it's going to be very cold.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
Sorry.
It's going to be a beautiful day, warm,
Yeah.
you know.
So again, Thursday, October 30th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Yes. Join us. And what else is happening? That's it, right? In October? It's coming up. Oh, yeah. Our activities, maybe we could say.
Like, hopefully as an event manager, that's everything that we have for
Every time
October.
I'm like, Jose, I have an idea. He's looking at me like,
But also on
Can I do-
on October 31st,
Yes.
on Halloween, the office is going to be dressed up.
Oh,
So if you
yes,
just want to
sweet.
stop by and see us
I
act
still
a
have to work on
fool,
my outfit. Oh, my God. I don't know.
please stop by.
Yes. October 31st, we agreed to come up and dress up. So come over. We may have some candy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, this is exciting. I think I get excited, and I know you like these kinds of events. So we're also open. I mean, it's not always possible to do everything, but if there's an idea you have that, you know, you listeners, that you want to see, let me know, and I could always try to see how that's possible and if it's possible. But I think it's, you know, that's what Centro Cultural Mexicano is a collective place and a place of that, you know, celebration that is inclusive and diverse and includes people's perspectives and opinions. And so I think it's important. If you have an idea, let us know. We'll have to create a form for suggestions
Suggestions.
and ideas. I think that's it. Our podcast today was to tell you a little bit about who we are, what this is about. It'll be once a month. Perhaps we'll increase the frequency, but, you know, be on the lookout. And yes, we'll tell you about what's happening in our world, what's coming up. Did we talk about mariachi classes? They're coming up.
Well, right before we talk about that, if you want to volunteer during
Oh, yes.
our Dia de
Yes, thank
Muertos
you.
celebration, please let us know. You can sign up through our website. There will be a volunteer tab. So just
Link,
go
yeah.
there and fill it out. But we love when we have volunteers. And not to brag, but usually the volunteers always say that they want to come back.
Yes, and we do have our returning volunteers. No, I think that's important. Many people, I think it's a very meaningful way to give back to the community. We really appreciate it. We expand our capacity because of our volunteers. We wouldn't be able to do the types of events that we do, like Cinco de Mayo, which is a humongous event. And these kinds of events, if it wasn't because of volunteers, oftentimes people are like, well, what do I do? This is an opportunity, right? A few hours. You don't have to stay the whole time. Great if you could, a little bit before, through the end. But the most precious thing that anyone can give to me is time. You are giving, your time is valuable and really appreciate it. And it really is serving back to the community, is contributing to making those spaces or creating those spaces of arts and culture and fun. And that moment when people can forget about everything that's happening in their lives and come and celebrate. We can't forget that. That's really important. So come and, volunteer with us.
The more, the merrier. We just love seeing everybody from the community.
Yes.
And also if you can donate.
Oh, yes. I should be the one saying that. Thank you. There's always many ways to spread the word or help, right? Like volunteering, your time, that's great. If you can volunteer or donate, your contributions, every dollar counts. Raise awareness. Just share. Help us, follow us on social media. And if you see an event, help us share. I think that social media is really powerful. And sometimes I find out about events through other people when they share stuff. So help us share.
Yes. And the next thing is
Great.
mariachi classes.
Yeah.
Which is
Speaking
starting-
of music, it's just important to us.
We will now be hosting mariachi classes for youth ranging from 10 years old to 18. Classes are on October 21st. All is free. We let you borrow the instrument. So please, again, go to our Facebook or Instagram for more information, which I feel like mariachi classes adds a lot of creative freedom that the youth can express. So I'm
Yeah.
very excited for that. And once they're all done with the classes, we'll have a concert.
Oh, yes. It's like the recital. It's
Yeah.
going to be a recital. So more to come. Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Lots coming. A lot of things happening for this year and to come. It's important to say, mariachi classes, we've done them before for
Yeah.
sure. So contact us if your kid is between the ages of 10 and 18. Let us know. There's still opportunity to register.
Right.
And if for whatever reason that can't happen, we'll always figure out a way to, if not this cohort, a future cohort.
And again,
Yeah.
free.
Yeah, free. Everything is free. Awesomeness. Well, yeah, thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening to us. And stay tuned. Stay tuned because we will have, beyond just our podcast, we're going to relaunch our radio. And those are going to be live. So better not make mistakes. Well, I mean, that's the goal. It could also be pre-recorded, but that's coming. So we'll announce that. We look forward to because that'll expand our outreach. Help us, if you enjoy this podcast and learn about what we do, help us share and ideas. Let us know. There's always info if you have any ideas, questions about programs, anything you want to know. Yeah, we try to get back to you as soon as we receive. They give us a day or two if we can't. But, or you could always call us, right? I
Or
don't know.
visit.
Yeah, or visit. Yes.
Yeah.
What's our phone number, Jose?
Put me on the spot.
But yeah, email. There's always ways to find out. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. And
Phone number.
and our events, right, happen sometimes in the evening. But you could also call us. So info@centroculturalmexicano.org and our number is
425-896-7067.
so now you have it. Let's stay in touch. Come join us, follow us, share, volunteer. We look forward to welcome you to our community, and to those who know us, we look forward to seeing you again. So,
Yes, thank you.
until the next one.
Bye-bye.